Yeah, autumn, but it feels like winter. It's quite tough, I must admit. It's quite hard. I mean, again, because I'm still on my mission to get out and to run as much outside and to bike as much outside, I'm finding it tough. Particularly on the bike, really cold. I mean, I didn't realise how cold it would be on the bike, but I'm sort of keeping up with it, trying to get 2 rides a week out. But again, you're constantly looking at the weather forecast, you're constantly trying to move things around, because I do my longer rides on a Friday, but sometimes they're having to be done on a Sunday because the weather's not great on a Friday, whether it's wind, whether it's rain, whether it's whatever. So yeah, so you're sort of trying to move things around. One week where I had to do a long ride inside, and that was just awful. I just thought, I don't know how I used to do it, when I was riding inside, it was just terrible, mind numbing. At least when you're outside, even though you are cold, at least you've got some scenery to see, you've got, the odd hill, you've got the odd, you've got something to keep you interested. So yeah, it's been tough, I must admit, and it's just down to the weather, but I know the benefits of riding and running outside. Got to pull myself away from the comforts of my inside gym. Change my training regime, I suppose, particularly on the bike. So I'm doing different things this year than I probably have been doing, but then I do feel stronger. I do feel stronger on some of the workouts that I'm doing. I'm holding power that I wasn't holding, definitely this time last year I wasn't holding. I'm able to sort of complete workouts and feel still quite fresh. Whereas last year I was absolutely shattered after certain workout, particularly the biking. I'm seeing big improvements already, and we're only in phase 1, block 1 of this training. So I'm sort of quite optimistic, sort of going into the spring and summer. If I can keep this momentum, going, I think I'll be where I want to be. I've always thought my handling was okay, but it's made a massive difference being out, just avoiding things on the road, having to pull over, even just silly things like getting gels out your back pocket, getting your water bottles. I mean, I always felt uncomfortable doing that sort of out on the road, whereas now it's a bit second nature. I don't even think about it now. So that's one thing that's sort of definitely improved. It's just my confidence, I suppose, on the bike, on the road. I suppose I've always got the thing in the mind, am I doing the right thing? I'm taking advice from other people as well. I'm not just doing it by myself. Obviously the core workouts, when I'm doing my runs, which is Tuesday, Thursday, doing my bikes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's not changed really. The days, the actual workouts have changed, and I suppose the fear is that, looking forward is, oh shit, what if I do it wrong? I think I know what I need, and I think I've discussed it enough with other people that I think I've come up with a strategy which I think should work, and I feel like it is working even at this early stage. So from that side of things, I'm quite enjoying it. I'm quite enjoying because I suppose I'm quite a unique person because of my age, because I'm fully retired now, because I'm doing it full time. This is basically nearly all what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything else, so I'm really focused on this. So to actually be doing it now for myself, I think other people find it hard to understand what I'm actually doing, if that makes sense. But obviously I know that better than anybody, and you as well. But be doing it 17, 18 hours, and that's just training, but then there's recovery, then there's eating, and there's all the other stuff. So I'm probably doing this 24, 25 hours a week, and I'm probably thinking about it another 10 of them as well. So probably, it is a full-time job. Previously people have found that hard to coach or hard to manage, because I just don't think they realise how committed that I am to doing what I'm doing. And I think maybe Lynn probably that realises sort of how much I am sort of doing this. From that side of things, I think I'm nailing it. I'm trying not to overtrain. That's one of my biggest fears, is getting injured. So I'm trying not to overtrain. I've sort of got a maximum number of hours a week. I'm just doing a lot of strength training in this base phase. I'm doing a lot of hill work, as well as, I'm not doing I'm not doing any sort of threshold runs. It's all sort of tempo style runs, but building that base long runs. So everything's just based on strength at the moment. And again, the next block in December will be very similar. We might introduce a little bit more intensity, but it'll be still very similar. I think the interesting phase will be the January, February time, when you do start to increase that intensity. You do start wanting to get race fit towards the spring for the Europeans and the Worlds. That'll be the key stage. I think this is, from a coaching point of view, this is quite an easy way, the first 2 blocks are quite easy to coach, really. I'm sort of 17-18 hours at the moment. That's what I've sort of got to. Probably go up to 20 in the next block, but that's the limit that I've set myself. But again, what I wasn't doing for the last 2 years, I will have a rest week after the first 5 weeks of the first block, and then there's obviously the same in the second block. I will have a rest. I'm saying a rest week, a little bit more, probably similar sort of hours what I was doing last year, maybe 10-11 hours, but it will be, you know, a little bit more of a rest week. Try to absorb that first block of training, which again I didn't feel like I was getting last year. I didn't feel like I was absorbing. It was just a constant. I wasn't having any days off, anything. It was just constantly 12, 13 hours, 11 hours all the time. So I didn't feel like there was an absorption of the training that I was doing. So again, that's another thing that we've brought in for this year.